10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2,
Manchester
1,
United have
0.
reached the promised land.
How we doing, everybody? We don't normally go live on a Friday evening, but this calls for a celebration. Good evening, everybody. Unless your name's Matt Judge. Goodbye, Matt Judge. Breaking news from The Athletic tonight that Matt Judge has resigned as... What's his role? I don't know what his actual role is, because he might be... What is it? It's not director of football. Anyway, we're talking about the end of the Ed Woodward era. The era that really has dragged Manchester United into this mess. And the people who he was involved with, Matt Judge, was his right-hand man. Batman to Robin, whatever you want to call it. Matt Judge was a significant figure in the problems at Manchester United. And David Ornstein coming with the sweet, sweet news tonight that Matt Judge has resigned from his role as Manchester United's Director of Football Negotiations. Let's read the story here together. This is breaking news, baby. And it's a Friday night, so let's all enjoy it, eh? Matt Judge has resigned from his position as Manchester United's Director of Football Negotiations. The Athletic can reveal. It is believed that Judge is currently working out a notice period prior to an expected departure later this year. He is not expected to play an active role in the summer transfer window. Judge is thought to have been considering his position, blah, 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 but considering his position. He's resigned. He was getting binned off. Take the resignation if you want, my friend. Whatever makes yourself feel better. But I tell you what, ladies and gents, sit back and soak it up. You're watching our football club act like a football club, and it's been a long time since we've been able to have that celebration, so drink it up. Oh, my word. I don't know what I'm looking at. I don't know what I'm looking at. I'm so used to my club making wrong decisions after wrong decisions, and I'm watching my club make right decision after right decision. Because if we're looking at what's happened in the last few weeks, boom. Here a few weeks ago, Manchester United got rid of Jim Lawler and Marcel Bout. Our two chief scouts, both responsible for, not responsible, but massively responsible. Not on their own, of course, but massively responsible for us wasting over £1 billion on transfers. Had we spent that money properly, Liverpool wouldn't be as far away from us as they are. City wouldn't be as far away from us as they are at all. But they've gone. And I tell you what, this bloke here, and no, I'm not talking about Darren Fletcher. Sorry, Darren. John Murtough. I said this. I said it's not fashionable, but John Murtough, he's making good football. He's making good, smart footballing choices and helping our club restructure. We all heard about Richard Arnold delegating. We're seeing delegation here. We're seeing pure delegation here. And ladies and gents, right, you might not understand maybe about Matt Judge. I did this video for the OGs on the channel. I did this video back in September 2020. Matt Judge exposed Manchester United transfer chiefs' failures and incompetencies. Did that nearly 1.5 years ago. And he's gone. Oh, man, that tastes good. That really, really tastes good. And look at this, right? This sort of announcement might not be exciting to some of you, but trust me, it really should be. I'm not saying it's as significant on its own as Erik Ten Hag coming in and becoming our new manager, but collectively, all of these things together are probably more important than Erik Ten Hag coming in as our new manager. Because without these changes behind the scenes, without John Murtough actually getting delegation and power from Richard Arnold, without Jim Lawler and Marcel Bout leaving, without Matt Judge leaving, it was the same shitty infrastructure that would have sucked the life out of Erik Ten Hag. And instead, there's a new bed that's being laid. Absolutely a new bed that's being laid. Look, let's take a look at this, ladies and gents. I pull this up quite often. But look, this is the hierarchy of our club, okay? we're looking at the people that need to go. Of course, the Joel Glazer needs to go. Richard Arnold, yeah, you seem to be doing a good job at the moment, Richard. Keep it up. John Murto, you're doing a cracking job. Darren Fletcher, well, maybe I don't know what Darren Fletcher's doing. But look, there's big changes that have been made down here. Matt Judge, there he is down there on the bottom right next to Alan Dawson and Steve Brown. He's gone. Down below him, Jim Lawler and Marcel Bout. He's gone. So if we're looking at the 3 positions that have now been kicked out of the club, our chief scout, our head of global scouting, and our director of football negotiations. Almost like we're making the bed for Paul Mitchell. Almost like maybe soon we'll be seeing a bit of this. Erik ten Hag with Paul Mitchell, with John Murto and Ralph Rangnick as the overall structure inside Manchester United's football club. Footballing people involved in footballing decisions. It's what we've wanted for so long. Oh, man. Jesus, if that is not worth a can on a Friday night, I don't know what is. People ask what I'm drinking. I'm drinking Brewdog. I like Brewdog. Maybe not the nicest company in the world, but they make good beer. They make good beer. Ah, oh, Jesus, that is an absolute cracking bit of news to hear. Really is, especially after the frustrations of seeing how this season is sort of panning out for Manchester United. Everyone's getting a bit, with 3 more games until Erik ten Hag comes in. We're all getting a bit like, fuck's sake, end the season now, we're crap. But hearing stuff like this is big news for Manchester United. I'm going to look for a picture I want to pull up here. One of my favorite edits that the designer that we brought in for the Instagram account has made, and I always keep using it. Where is it, baby? Come on. Where is it? Come on. Everybody get your opinion. I'll read out for you of your comments, your questions, as I always do, once I find this bloody picture. There it is. Oh, look at that. She's a beauty. She is a beauty. That maybe we're going to see this soon, ladies and gents. For the life of me, right? For the life of me, Thomas, you got Stella on the go. Everybody, let me know what you're drinking. It's Friday night. I've got my Brewdog. Thomas has got his Stella. What are you drinking? You let me know in the comments. I'll give you a few shout outs. So if you're not drinking, that's fair enough. That's your decision. But I thought this was genuinely a pipe dream. And I still did. Even if Jim Lawler was leaving, even if Marcel Bout was leaving, that one there, Matt Judge, that's huge. That is a huge, huge thing. Chris, I can see you joined as a new member. Where are you watching from, Chris? Let me give you a shout out as well. Ah, man. Happy days. Makish, I don't think you're drinking Tiger Blood. Alex, you're drinking Bacardi and water. Man, Bacardi reminds me of uni. Jeez. Maltina, very nice. Nescafe latte. Cold water. Efosa, aren't you just better than all of us? Yorkshire tea, says Dave. Living it up on a Friday night, my friend. And drinking the mighty malt. Never got along with malt. Oh, look at that. Jordan, you got a Magnus on the go. Heineken, green tea. Spectacular news. Maybe it is spectacular news. Seriously, I don't know. I don't think I can explain to you enough how important that is. We really are. Whether it's Paul Mitchell or not, we're bringing someone in. I'm certain of it now. Absolutely certain. Because even the 2 chief scouts leaving, there was potential for United to go internally. Okay, we can actually still deal with this. We can cope with it. But whether it's that man there, whether it's Paul Mitchell, and again, if we're talking about Ralph Rangnick's consultancy role, which I'm going to be covering in detail tomorrow, by the way, so I won't speak about it too much in this video because we're partying because Matt Judge is gone. Judge is gone. Woodward's gone. Get the jelly and ice cream out, right? Ryan, you're on the Jack Daniels. Enjoy that, my friend. Ashwin smoking a pipe with a bit of water. Very, I don't know about what to call it. Each to their own. Each to their own. Jameson on the rocks. Oh, Jameson Reds. Newcastle Brown Ale. Champagne. Wine. Woo! Everybody's having a good time here. It's almost like it's Friday night and we're celebrating the end of the Judge. Anybody who's just joined in, welcome to United People's TV. Look, it's going to be an impromptu Friday night cans celebration episode. Why not? Let's make it fun. Let's make it interesting. Let me know what you're doing. A bit of a different show, but it's not every day that Matt Judge resigns. Remember when we did the Ed Woodward resignation? I was in my old bedroom. Absolutely buzzing. I think we're a little bit more professional now. Shafiq, you've joined as a member as well. Let me know where you're watching from, my friend. I need to go and get a bottle of champagne. That's how big this news is. Oh, Anybody who's just joining in, let me run through the news for you. This isn't speculation. This isn't, is it going to happen? This is, it's happening. And it's coming from the man himself. Tell you what, David Ornstein is absolutely on crack. He's not actually on, he's not on crack. He is putting Fabrizio Romano in the mud this summer. First to the Ten Hag news. First to the Klopp contract extension news. Ooh, David Ornstein, he's got his fingers in the right pies this summer. I'll tell you what, his sauces are spicy. Anyway, Matt Judge resigns from his role as Manchester United's Director of Football Negotiations. This is from The Athletic. Judge has resigned from his position as United's Director of Football Negotiations, The Athletic can reveal. It is believed that Judge is currently working out a notice period prior to an expected departure later this year. He is not expected to play an active role in the summer transfer window. Judge is thought to have been considering his position in recent weeks. That's one way of putting it. Amid a series of structural changes at Old Trafford. And it's these structural changes, man. I've been calling for these probably for longer than I've been calling for a defensive midfielder. And in the space of what looks like, I don't know. It started in November. That was when you saw how excited I was for Ralph Rangnick being appointed. And partly it was I was hoping that we were going to see some gegenpressing football. I was like, wow, we're actually going to see a good style of football, but then didn't see anything, did we? But I was excited because I thought Ralph could be the start of having the right voice behind the scenes. And since then, I've told you, man, John Murtough's doing the thing. John Murtough is being the man that we need him to be. He's restructuring Manchester United properly, diligently, and without remorse or emotion. It's not the old boys club is getting absolutely beaten up, absolutely RKO'd out of nowhere. Ed Woodward, he got shifted out straight after the European Super League. Oh, he was already thinking about leaving. Nah, fuck that. He just got sacked. Get out. Matt Judge, boom, out the back door. He's resigned. Yeah, he was probably going to get sacked anyway. But resigned, that's an amicable way to do it. I understand that. Fine, you can take that PR if you want. Jim Lawler, Marcel Bout, Toodle Pip, out the door you go. And finally, you can almost tear this hierarchy up now. This hierarchy has been the Achilles heel of Manchester United. This, what you're looking at here, has been the fundamental reason why every single Manchester United manager has failed post Sir Alex Ferguson. You can talk about David Moyes, but actually, no, maybe not David Moyes. Maybe that's the other one. He was just shit at the time. He was just thrown into the lion's den. He was absolute deep end, and of course he was going to sink. Kind of feel a little bit sorry for David Moyes, but not really. But fair play to David Moyes to get into the Europa League semi. Hopefully they get to the final. I want to see West Ham win that. Why not? But this structure here has been at loggerheads with every manager that Manchester United have had after between Moyes and now. And now we're getting rid of it all. We're getting rid of it all bit by bit. We're ripping it up. This is the start of something new. This is the start of something really, really exciting. Dipesh, you're down there in the comments. You're saying this means that Paul Mitchell is on. Absolutely. And whether it's Paul Mitchell or not, let's not get too excited. I mean, I can't not. I've already done a video on Paul Mitchell. I already know the genius of Paul Mitchell. I already know his relationship with Ralph Rangnick. I already know the fact that he's visited Old Trafford. You know, the stars are aligning sort of thing. And Matt Judge being replaced. As I said, look at those three. It's important to look at the actual job titles, right? Let's go down here. Let's zoom in a bit more. This down here, we've got rid of our Director of Football Negotiations. Right now, Paul Mitchell is the sporting director at Monaco. Previously, he was the chief scout at RB Leipzig. And we've got rid of our Director of Football Negotiations, the man who is in charge of sorting the contracts out. So it was Matt Judge, actually, who was involved in the Erik Ten Hag situation. That'll be the last thing that he does. And I'm all for that. But we've got rid of our Director of Football Negotiations, our chief scout, and our head of global scouting. Three people who fundamentally have failed in their positions for a substantial amount of time. And in any normal business, right? Say you go into your job and you're shit for a year. Do you think you're going to keep your job? No, you wouldn't even last a year. You get booted out and replaced. But because Manchester United was old boys club, don't worry, Matt. We'll give you a pay rise. Yeah, don't worry. You're not going anywhere. That's being torn apart. The Woodward era of that reverse power grab. Reverse power, not the right way to describe it, but That power grab from within, the stranglehold that the wrong people had over Manchester United, it's loosened. The straitjacket's coming off, people. This is a time to get excited. Absolutely. Nabil, question, who's replacing him? That's a more important question. I think Woodward was 50% of the problem since he left, so we are looking at improvements. At this moment in time, we don't know. We absolutely don't know. Shafiq, you're down there saying, I like your enthusiasm. Your love for the club is visible in word and gesture. If you use your binocs, you can see me. Netherlands, and hey, we've got an old Dutch fan in the comments. Thank you very much, Shafiq. Nice to see you there. Can you go and bring Erik here a little bit quicker, because we want him here now. Leela, you're saying, I can't forgive the Glazers, especially for this season. City and Liverpool have toyed with us. If they wanted, the aggregate score could have been worse than 16-1. Absolutely true. Chris, you're saying finally on the up. Mate, this is it. We're watching, as I said, it's been painful being a United fan, and nothing's been more painful than having to sit there and watch your team getting fucking steamrolled by Liverpool 5-0 at Old Trafford. I can't remember what the score was, was it 4-0? I don't care. I don't care what it was. 2-0, I don't care. City steamrolling us, but we've been steamrolled by our biggest rivals. At the same time as our downfall, we've had to watch there and watch everybody rise and rise and rise, whilst they took advantage of us collapsing. And that's now changing, man. That is so changing. Ibrahim, you're welcome to the club, my friend. What are you drinking tonight? Everybody, you let me know what you're drinking in the comments. I've got a brew dog here. Drop a like on the video, because Matt Judge, our feeder's pet, he is not going to be involved in any transfers anymore. Long arm. Hey, it's cause for excitement. It really is cause for excitement. I'm not equally as excited as I was when Ralph Rangnick was appointed. I think that was a massively, massively significant moment. But this is the third member of the old guard being pushed out of the club. If I'm looking there at other people that I would want to be, Steve Brown, maybe. If we're going to be like really ruthless here, Steve Brown down there as head of recruitment operations. I mean, what does he do? Simon Wells, senior scout. Okay, what do you do either? Not sure. Mick Court, he's been there for a long time. But the right things are happening. The right things are happening. MC Talkative, you got a stout beer in your hand. Lovely jubbly. Keith, you got a little bit of Heineken. Robbie's going old school with the mead. What is mead nice? Is it like an ale? JP's got a Carlsberg in his hand. What else you got down here? Jameson and Sprite. There's a couple of Jameson's Reds down here in the comments. That is a lie, Donovan. You have not got half a bottle of gin on the rocks. And gin on the rocks, by the way. Gin's just like, it's got to be the worst shot in the world. Oof. Blessed. Finally, some real changes. Absolutely. Let's see what else we got down here in the comments. Mike Phelan next says, okay, peeps, what do you want to see happen next? There's a good comment there from Peter. What do you want to see happen next? Now that all this has happened, what do you think is a perfect next thing to happen? Vassi, you join as a member as well. Let me know. All the new members, let me know where you're watching from so I can give you some shout outs. Best news I've heard, said Stephen. And Lewis has got a little teeny tiny San Miguel with Joseph having a little cheeky Heineken from Sierra Leone. Oh, everyone's joining in. It's Friday night, baby. It's Friday night. Blessed on the Hennessy. I feel like I want to sip. I feel like I just want to sit back on the sofa and just, yeah. Happy days. There's not that much reason to be excited about United at the moment. I mean, that's a bad line. Obviously, we know what's coming up next, but the way the season's panned out towards the end, it's been goddamn painful. Just the players and what these players' performances have been has just been absolutely shocking. The man who overpaid for Maguire is gone. I hope, well, there's still other players we overpaid for. Let's not get too excited. Prato, I'm hoping this brings an end to the United tax. It absolutely won't bring an end to the United tax. The United tax will exist. It's why we can't afford Declan Rice. It's why we won't be able to probably buy Ruben Neves. It's why we won't be able to buy a lot of players in the Premier League, because it's the Premier League tax. But when you're and this is the thing that's going to change. Man United's best signings in the Premier League have always been signing the best talents. I'm not just talking about a little bit harsh on Amad Diallo, but a player like Amad Diallo, a player who he's a burgeoning talent, yes, but he's only played like 90 minutes of Serie A football. I'm talking about players like Rooney and Ronaldo. Vidic from Spartak, I think we signed Vidic. I'm not sure where we signed. Did we sign it ever from Monaco? I'm not sure. But players who have kind of broken in and broken through. Obviously, Rooney and Ronaldo are a little bit different. Rooney was obviously the name at the time. And anybody could have seen he was going to be a great player. Nobody could have expected him to be as good as he was for United. But Ronaldo and Rooney, you sign players that have that talent, that have that excitement, and they grow into superstars at Manchester United. That's been our best way of building teams, because you build them at the club and they gain a loyalty to the club and a love for the club that's a deeper connection than the paycheck, which we've lost for a long time. Our scouts haven't been good enough at identifying people. And I know that a lot of people are concerned about the Ralf Rangnick position because Ralf Rangnick is now going to trade his roles between Manchester United and Austria. I'm going to do a video on it tomorrow. I don't think you need to be alarmed. I think Ralf Rangnick would have signed a longer-term deal had we given it to him, but we didn't. But I think 6 days is probably going to be enough for what he wants it to be. There's a couple of new members, a couple of super chats here. Let me make sure I don't miss any of these. There's too many flying in. Abby, time for the Glazers to sell the club next. Jim Ratcliffe, by the way, can everyone get on Twitter and start? Actually, no. Let me pull my tweet up here. You see what happened with Jim Ratcliffe today? He put in a last-minute bid, $4 billion, to try and buy Chelsea, and it didn't work. So let me send you this tweet here. Go and retweet this. Go and do whatever you want. Start spamming this on Twitter. Jim Ratcliffe, mate, if you want to buy a club, you got $4 billion spare. There's a club up north. You're from Oldham, my friend. You're a United fan as a kid. What are you doing? Come and buy us. Blessed. Thank you very much for the super chat, mate, but you didn't leave a comment, so I can't read that out for you. To bring out the rum, says Rob. Who's got the best drink here tonight? And don't just make stuff up. What are you actually drinking? So, Shanta, you're joining as a member. Let me know where you're watching from, mate. And Ibrahim, better days are coming all the way from US of A. Better days are coming, man. Hey, look, everyone's... Enjoy your Friday night, people. This is cracking news. And leaving a super chat. How you doing, buddy? Can't help but wish Ralf had been given Fletcher's job. Bring Mitchell in, let him hire all the new scouts. We would be cooking. All hail Ralf. Absolutely. Sushan, doing my late shift in the hospital. No beer for me tonight. Big up to you for doing the late shift. Big up to you for helping people. Doing much more than me. I'm just sitting here having a drink and celebrating Matt Judge being gone. Woohoo! But hey, why not? Why not? Jake, you're on a beer and Moretti. Water, says Trevor in Kenya. But look, get some Dutch beers in. Yeah, I'm going to get some Dutch beers in. By the way, some new artwork arrived today. So that picture might look a little bit different on Monday. And I bet you can guess who's going up there. You're damn right who's going up there. But I'll wait till Monday to show it. I don't want to reveal it just yet. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll reveal a little bit. A little sneak preview. What? Who's that? What? He's not going on the wall just yet. But, oh, man, Erik, he's in town, and Erik is going to go on the wall. Oh, mate, wow. Wow. As I said, this was a pipe dream, but now seems a massive reality. Oh, damn it, have I lost it? Where's it gone? That one there. Look at that. Look at that. We are one step away from that. We're one step away from that. Man, hey, look, you've just got to have a big smile on your face. This doesn't mean that we're going to be winning. We're going to be winning trebles. It doesn't mean that we're going to be winning the league next year. But it means that United are coming out of the shadows, man. And this was the real crossroads for our football club. With Ed Woodward gone and John Murtough coming in, it was the real opportunity for Manchester United to draw the line in the sand, for Manchester United to start heading in a different direction. But as we've watched our club for so long, we know that typically they don't particularly make the right decisions. It's just not what they do. But since then, with Rangnick, with Murtough, with Lawler, with Bout, with Erik ten Hag, with Matt Judge, I'm just seeing good decision on good decision on good decision, just piling up on top of each other. And each one of those, bit by bit, is increasing my enthusiasm for what's coming next for United. And on and off the pitch next season, there may well be reason to be excited about everything that's going on at United. Maybe Paul Mitchell comes in, works with Ten Hag, works alongside John Murtough, with Ralf Rangnick just being the mentor. Everybody needs to, if they want to speak to him, they can go and speak to him. But maybe if Paul Mitchell comes in and the recruitment changes. Ah, man, I'm doing a video tomorrow. I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited about it because Ralph Rangnick gave quite a lot of detail on his recruitment. I'm going to be doing that video, so make sure you check that out. Ibrahim almost cried yesterday watching Ronaldo and De Gea versus Chelsea. Ronaldo, woo, man, he's scoring. Oh, let me know. Keep firing in your comments, ladies and gents. This will be a nice interactive Friday night cans stream. So cheers to everybody, and make sure you drop a like on the video because I tell you what, Matt Judge is gone, and that's big news for our club. The new pick is momentous, says Nicholas. Big up to Stanley Chow. If you don't know who Stan Chow is, a Manchester-based artist. Love his stuff. He's obviously made keen. I've got 7 or 8 of his. Fantastic artist. And of course, I had to get his Erik Ten Hag one when he brought it out. So I'm going to put that up on the wall on Monday. Bank holiday Monday. Oh, baby. Chelsea now in the race for Paul Mitchell. Well, Chelsea have been linked with Paul Mitchell, but they've also, at the same time, those reports and rumours have kind of been denied by Chelsea. And it was all linked to their new owner, who, of course, now is not going to be Jim Ratcliffe. Jimmy, coming by United. Woohoo! He's got 4 billion spare. He's a United fan. What are you doing, Jim? What are you doing? I think they'd sell for 4 billion. Hey, the Mango Angel. That's I like Mango. You look so, I am happy. Look, this is cause for celebration, people. This really is cause for celebration for somebody who really has, like me, who I've been so vocal against the ownership structure of my club for so long. It feels like years and years and years and years. And it all felt like it was kind of falling on deaf ears because ultimately the club wasn't ever really going to change. And the club is now changing. And this is that U-turn, that handbrake turn. Line in the sand has been drawn. Let's head in this direction now. Let's see what happens. Imagine, right? It's April now. Season kicks off, what? 6th of August, I think it does. What's that? May, June, July. I had to do that. 3 and a bit months. Imagine we nailed this summer. Cavani gone, Pogba gone, Matic gone, Mata gone, Lingard gone, Jones and Bailly, Martial, you're all gone too. We signed 3 or 4 top level players in and around the 40 to 60 million pounds mark. And they're all signed for a reason. They're all signed to a style. And as the season starts, you start bit by bit by bit by bit to see the Erik Ten Hag philosophy start to imprint itself onto these players. SB, let me know where you're watching from, mate. You join as a member. I'll try and give you a shout out. But as that, oh, look, after a few years of watching, I finally became a member. That's what happens when Matt Judge leaves. Thank you very much, buddy. But look, man, you've got reason to really put a smile on your face when you're thinking about United moving forward now. I'm not expecting silverware. I'm not expecting, that's not what is going to put a smile on my face next season. Oh, that would be nice. It would be nice if we did that. But we're operating like a football club now. I don't have to look at other clubs and go, why is it that United can't do that? It seems so basic. It seems so obvious. Why is it that United can't just operate as a football club? Why have I got to watch Liverpool doing these things? Why have I got to watch City and Chelsea? And hell, even Arsenal doing these things. And we've just got to be the Glazers' cash cow and nothing more. Ultimately, we are still the Glazers' cash cow. And until those leeches leave the club, nothing will change. But to the 1958, to everybody who is protesting, keep doing it. Keep doing it. Who knows whether that's having an impact or not, but it's all part of, hopefully, this change that we're seeing going forward. And look, you're saying that who's finally making these right decisions, asked Jake down there. And I said this, I've been saying this for some time. I know that it's fashionable to assume that John Murtough is doing shit at his job because he's not experienced. But every good decision, let me get rid of that at the bottom there, get off my window. There you go. Every good decision that has happened since November has happened under John Murtough's watch. Okay? John Murtough's doing the thing. As I said, John Murtough really is. He's helping steer this club. He's changing this club. And yes, John. Absolutely yes, John. There's a comment there. So Usmani watching from Oldham. Can you go and knock on Jim Ratcliffe's door then and say, look, Jim, mate, what are you doing? What are you doing? Come on. Buy United. We've got Soren down there saying little Jack Daniels, little JD and Coke. JD and Coke, baby. Sometimes it's nice, JD. Sometimes it's bad. Ian down there in the comments saying, what are the bad decisions since November? Must be an argument going down there in the comments. I don't know. I mean, in terms of football club decisions, I'm sure there might be some, but obviously and I've said this before, Darren Fletcher's role needs to be probably changed and clarified. If we look here and we go back to the hierarchy, Darren Fletcher's far too high for what he is and what he's doing. A technical director of what? I mean, he's sometimes on the bench. He's sometimes there. He was apparently going to be, I don't know, listening with his earphones on the bench. His role's not clarified. The Fletcher situation has to be resolved. If I'm saying the things that still need to get done and sorted inside this, we need a Paul Mitchell to come in and replace 3 people's jobs. Jim Lawler, Marcel Bout, Matt Judge, all 3 of them gone, all replaced by one person. That's streamlining. That's bringing in the best in class in somebody for director of football negotiations and chief scout and global scouting. Boom. Paul Mitchell's got experience in all of them. Massive upgrade. Huge change for our club if that happens. Darren Fletcher, that's got to be reorganized. Probably shouldn't be there working underneath John Murtough. And Ralph Rangnick, of course, is probably going to go, I don't know, maybe just like directly alongside. Ralph Rangnick maybe will go around about there. And if John Murtough needs to lean on Ralph, he'll lean on him. And Ralph will be there. As I said, I'm not too worried about Ralph. The fact that Ralph's taken that Austria job and he'll be gone, only doing 6 days a month, as long as we get someone like Paul Mitchell in. For this structure to work, we still are at least one person away from it working properly. But I just can't believe that went to the gym, came back, and I'm like, checked him off. I was like, Ornstein, Matt Judge, Cans, Legion of Nicks. What are you saying, sir? Salute United People's TV. Can you explain the whole Paul Mitchell visiting an Old Trafford story? When was this? What was the context behind his visit? When he visited, obviously Ralph Rangnick has got a personal relationship with Paul Mitchell from their time at RB Leipzig together. But if I'm correct, Paul Mitchell has family in and around Manchester. And the story that was told was simply that he was back visiting. And then he just combined it by seeing Ralph Rangnick and taking in, I think it was an under-23s game, Old Trafford. And that was it, which was a convenient excuse. That may well have been an excuse. It may well have been the true story. But at the same time, the Paul Mitchell stuff, that was happening ages ago. And now all of this is happening. And I don't know. It's because we want the narrative to be true. So we want the fact that Paul Mitchell was there to be because he wanted to join Manchester United. And I hope that's the case. But let's find out, eh? David Ornstein, it was only 2 weeks ago, roughly, where David Ornstein said, look, there's going to be news on this new deputy director. And if we look again, I'm sorry to keep referring to it if you find it a bit boring, but it's just the truth. Football director, if we're talking about a deputy director, that means someone right there. That basically means Darren Fletcher getting pushed down and somebody going inside that position. That needs to be where Paul Mitchell goes. You take out the director, you take him out, and it all goes to Paul Mitchell. You take Jim Lawler out and Marcel Bout out, it all goes to Paul Mitchell. And what you're saying down here in the comments, Ralph has been throwing shade like it's going out of fashion. Makes sense for Arnold to be listening, given how hated his predecessor was and is. Either way, I'm loving it. And I've said this before, and it's a good comment, and Ed Woodward had a massive, massive ego. When it comes to public positions, it's hard for the concept of an ego to not be part of it. Some people take that to heart a lot more than others. But everybody's got an ego in a public position. It kind of comes with the territory. But Arnold has watched his predecessor in Ed Woodward. And that's what I'm saying. If he was a smart man, he would have looked at what Ed Woodward did and did right. A lot of corporate things, bringing in the regional sponsors. So Manchester United, we used to lead the way in terms of what Woodward did well. We used to have global sponsors. You like your top level, 1, 2, 3, 4. But then he broke sponsors down into a regional basis and then got loads of different sponsors that would work in certain regions on top of the global sponsors. It was an extra revenue stream. That was what Woodward did well. But then he was shit because he's like, I'm so good at this, I may as well just start doing everything else. And he was crap in anything to do with footballing decisions. And he wouldn't listen to anybody because he wouldn't hear that the fact that he was wrong. Richard Arnold watched that. He goes, right, okay, that is the worst thing that I could do. Let me just not do that. Let me delegate and say, look, I don't know what I'm doing when it comes to the football side of things. I've been brought in for corporate reasons. Let me stick to my lane. You do what you need to do. And that is the change that's happening. And so far, there has been so much evidence that he's delegating. More and more mounting evidence that Richard Arnold truly is delegating those responsibilities away from the corporate side of Manchester United. Ismail, we're heading in the right direction step by step, and it will take time. It will take time, man. It will take time. So he's gone. Let's get Paul Mitchell. And John, you become a member at last. Big up to you, John, on Facebook, my friend. Make sure you join you automatically joined the private group on there, and make sure you join the WhatsApp group. There's a link. I ran out. My can's empty. Damn it. Man, I'm so happy. For anybody who's just joining in, welcome to United People's TV. It's an impromptu Friday night stream. But when when you hear the news that Matt Judge has resigned from David Ornstein, you can't ignore that news. You have to go live. Let me know what you're drinking in the comments, people. We've had everything down in the comments. Everybody's having a can. Everyone's having a can or some Hennessy. Had some malt in there. No Guinness yet so far. That's a surprise. But look, this is the news from David Ornstein. Matt Judge resigns from his role as Manchester United's Director of Football Negotiations. And this is from the David Ornstein. He's working out a notice period. And look, this is the important bit here, people. He is not expected to play an active role in the summer transfer window. Babidi-boobidi. Yes, please. Jibak, what are you saying, sir? I'm so happy. He single-handedly messed up our wage structure, agreed to pay $135 million for Wan-Bissaka and Maguire. It's a major reason we were so badly managed financially. It wasn't single-handedly. Woodward was ultimately the man that had the power with those decisions. But Woodward's gone. Matt Judge is gone. And our two chief scouts are gone. The chief scouts that said that we looked at over 800 right-backs and decided on Aaron Wan-Bissaka. That's a madness. Gareth, you're saying, sorry, I'm late. Who is Matt Judge? Gareth, you won't be the only one asking that question. That's why I've been explaining using the hierarchy of Manchester United's structure. Matt Judge here. There he is. The Director of Football Negotiations. He was the man that ultimately, say we were looking at signing Jadon Sancho. He'd be the man to go out there and do the negotiations. And Paul and Ralph Rangnick actually spoke about this, true, right? Something that's very important in negotiations is the impression that person makes, because it's huge. Take Jude Bellingham, for example, right? Jude Bellingham, we invited him to to Carrington. He went to Carrington with his mum and his dad, shown around the place. This is before he joined Dortmund, when he was at Birmingham. I think he was at Birmingham. And he was showing the place. They brought Fergie in. They tried everything to swoon him. And Ed Woodward was there. Ultimately, he chose Dortmund. Made the right decision for his career. I don't begrudge him for that whatsoever. Look at the player he is now. But those sorts of impressions on players can play a significant role in whether or not they choose your football club. And given that United this year, we don't have Champions League, we have to get extra special at swooning. It's not about paying them tons of money. It's about selling the idea of playing under Erik ten Hag. Selling the idea that, I know that United have been bad for a few years, but trust me, this sleeping giant is about to be awoken. And you can be part of that journey, or you can watch it. That's your decision. It's going to happen anyway. But I'd like you to be part of. These are the sorts of the conversations that have to go on. Imagine trying to be inspired by a bloke who looks like he's driven a taxi for 90 years. No offense to any taxi drivers, big humble taxi drivers. But that's what Matt Judge looked like. Imagine, like, he's not going to inspire any footballers to join Manchester United, is he? Down in the comments, I've gone full Monty with the Jaegers. Do not hold back. Do not hold back. What else you got down here? Let's see what else we're drinking. Nice planchette. Impressive. I don't know what planchette is, but I like that. Lamptey, lots of people. Why is somebody spamming Lamptey in the comments? BCR, what are you saying? Do you think the recruitment team needs changing given how they scouted players in the last few years? We need to do something like Dortmund have done with regards to scouts and take the next step. BCR, my friend, that's happened. We've made 3 substantial and huge changes to all of that. Chief scout is gone. Head of global scouting is gone. And the head of football negotiations. All 3 of those positions vacated. Gone. Vamos. Our feeders then, you're not coming back. Hopefully, Paul Mitchell is the man to step in and sort that out. Right, there's somebody down here. I'm just going to have to put him on a block. Sorry, mate. I mean, you may already be being blocked. There's somebody who is spamming comments down there. Whoo! Don't forget the Man United are not playing until Monday night. You know why that's good? They can't ruin your weekend. Happy days, right? What more good news could you want? I mean, there's a lot more good news you could want, right? Chris, you're saying, is it a bad thing about Judge? If it was a bad thing, I wouldn't have such a big smile on my face. It is not a bad thing about oh my God, this guy must have some serious accounts to his name. He's getting blocked again. What are you trying to do, man? Erik, Lamptey's a good player. Mods, get there. Anybody down there spamming Lamptey, just give him like the 3D from the top rope. I can't see the comments anymore. Look at that. Atul, 2022, the year the sleeping giant finally woke up. Let's hope so, eh? Let's really, really hope so. But man, I'm settled down a little bit now. I've settled down. I've got a little bit calm. Anybody got any comments, any questions? You let me know. If you're new here to United People TV, please consider subscribing. Join the community. I'd love you to be part of it. Gareth with a great question. When's the next podcast out? Really enjoyed the first one. The next podcast will be out on Wednesday morning. Now, normally it's going to always be published on Tuesday morning at 7 a.m., but we play on Monday night. So we can't record it on Monday night. So we're delaying it by one day. It's going to be me. It's going to be me, Alex, Neil, and Bal, who's going to be joining in as well. Bal, another dad I've met through watching United away in Europe. Lovely guy. Good guy. Funny. He's going to the game on Monday, so we'll hear from him. Usman, Jim's not at home. Well, you need to make sure you go around his house all the time. You sound light-headed, Sam. What strength is that beer? No, it's just normal, but I'm just buzzing. I'm just buzzing about the news. That is a cracking beer. Belgium. I love Belgian beer. There is nothing better than a blonde beer, in my opinion. Michael, I'm late here. Recap on Judge leaving. I'll recap for you. Matt Judge has resigned. There's your recap. Has Van der Gag been confirmed yet? Not yet. We're still waiting on news on that. Hopefully that will get confirmed at some point soon. But Ajax, of course, are still in a title hunt. Who's going to be watching the Ajax game tomorrow? Because I know I will be. Love your show, says Colin. Big up to you, Colin. Thank you very much. Sam, do you watch wrestling? Random comment. But no, I used to watch wrestling all the time. I was one of the 90s kids, which when it was the best. You Triple H, you Undertaker, Rock, Stone Cold, Edge, Christian, Dudley Boys. I mean, that's when it was the best, man. Mick Foley. Jeez. That was great. Happy. Much respect for you and your channel, bro. Love the content. Can you recommend a trusted website for old original United kits? Much love from Dallas. Happy if you want to drop me a DM on Twitter. I can probably sort you out. All right. Do you like Sega's or Superbox? Superbox, a cracking beer. A proper cracking beer, especially when it comes to United away days. I love the Superbox. Good evening, Sam. Good evening, everybody. This is a different sort of stream, isn't it? Everybody get your questions in. Ask me whatever you want for the next 5 minutes. I don't normally do these. I'm going to be starting to introduce those as well at some point. What's next for John Murto? Is he going to leave as well? I hope not. He's doing all the right things. Ismail, love the video, Sam. The podcast was good. I cannot wait until next Wednesday. Big up to you, my friend. And Joanne, you're saying this is the start of United. I watched United for years and for in Spain in 99. Let's hope these days will be back again. I hope you're right, Joanne. I think everybody's got big reason to have a smile on their face about what comes next for United, eh? Because it's been a rough few years. It has been a rough few years, but it's all been self-inflicted. Not all of it self-inflicted, but a lot of it's been self-inflicted from within because the power structure's just been wrong at our club. That's changing, man. John Murto, you fucking hero. You absolute hero. That man there. So many question whether he was going to come in and just be a yes man for the Glazers. He wasn't really going to do any sort of changes, but he came into the club. And since he came in, Ralph Rangnick was appointed as interim. Whether or not you think he was the right manager as interim, I wanted him as his consultancy role, which he will be doing. And then we've got Erik ten Hag. And then Jim Lawler's gone, our chief scout. And then Marcel Bouter's gone, our head of global scouting. Bam. Two people who were partly responsible for our horrendous recruitment for the last 8-10 years. And now Matt Judge is gone. That's such a significant rut. That's Woodward and Judge. Those two in themselves were the two people I would consider most culpable, most responsible for how bad we've been in the transfer market for the next 10 years. And they're both gone, right? Let's see what goes on next because I'm excited, man. I'm really, really excited. Sam, any news about Paul Mitchell? This is what we all want to see. We want to see this. We want to see Paul Mitchell. I've got a good feeling about it. I really do. Lily, you're saying if Mitchell doesn't come, do you think Luis Campos would be a good alternative? I think Luis Campos is the Sevilla one, a sporting director. Of course he would be. But Paul Mitchell, man. Paul Mitchell. Just Paul Mitchell. Because it just makes sense. The link's there. The structure's there. The people have been sacked that needed to be sacked to create the space for him to come in. And I didn't think that would happen. But it's happened. And I'm excited, man. I'm absolutely excited. Hopefully, if Jim Ratcliffe now can get annoyed at Chelsea turning down his bid and then come and buy Manchester United, that'll be a nice end to the year if that happened. End to the year, it's April. That'll be nice. Please, Jim, come on. Old and born, United fan as a kid. Come on. You got 4 billion spare, man. Come and spend it buying United. Dave Rogers watching from South Africa. And Danny, you're joining the Baldy gang. Michael Edwards to Carrington. I mean, that's not going to happen, but imagine it did. Jesus. Elon Musk, please buy United. Gabrielle watching from Iceland. And Andy, you are joining the gang. Plenty of you joined the gang tonight. I'm glad to see the community still burgeoning and growing. And it's going to be a good time, man, to not start watching United. That's the wrong way to describe it, but to join the community because we got some good times coming up. As I said, I'm going to have a video out tomorrow detailing the Ragnick's recruitment plan. That's the big thing that we got to sort, all right? That's the big thing that needs to happen. Ultimately, it's been at the core. If we're looking at the reasons why we failed over the last 10 years, it's threefold. Number one, we've appointed the wrong managers. Number two, the footballing structure behind the scenes really hasn't been geared towards those managers succeeding. And number three, our recruitment's been abysmal. We've now got the right manager in. We've now not completely changed, but we're really changing our structure. And number three, we're going to hopefully get our recruitment right this summer. And with the people that have gone and hopefully the person that comes in, yes, Paul Mitchell, hopefully things can really start to change, man. Hey, look, enjoy your Friday night. I could sit here and waffle on all night, and I'm sure some of you would enjoy it and some of you wouldn't. But look, things are going to change at Manchester United. Things are changing at Manchester United. For the first time in a long time, I can say with genuine conviction and honesty that there's reason to be excited about what's coming next for United on the pitch and what's coming next for United off the pitch. And I cannot tell you the last time that I've ever been able to say that about my club. It's been a long, long time. But look, enjoy it. Enjoy your weekend now. United can't ruin it. Brilliant. They might ruin your Monday night, but that's Monday night. Have a cracking bank holiday. Have some more cans, people. I'm going to go and have another one now. Thank you very much for joining in. All the new members of the community. Make sure you drop a like on the video. Matt Judge is gone. That's a good one. Quick recap for you. Why not? Matt Judge, he's gone. Matt Judge has resigned. That's all we needed. Yeah, look, he resigned. It's not that he was fired. Well, I reckon he was fired. And I reckon it's just them being polite. But smash a like on the video. I will see you probably on Monday. If not, if anything else happens tomorrow, you know where to come. But Matt Judge is gone. Matt Judge is gone.